Team USA suffered their final loss of this FIBA tournament today, 127 to 118 to Canada. This is an embarrassing loss. I know people are going to say Team USA didn't have Brandon Ingram, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Banchero, but it's still an embarrassing loss. The reason why it's embarrassing because it's to Canada. Losing to Canada is like losing to your little brother. You just never want to lose to your little brother. That's just how it is. So this really hurts from like a pride thing, just nationally it hurts from that perspective. I feel it really sucks. This would be the equivalent of us owning Canada during the Olympics in hockey. And I know the few times we've done it, they've been really pissed about it. So this really sucks, but it's not surprising considering I've said this before and I've said this in a few other videos throughout this tournament that Team USA is just not good. They're not a dominant team. They're a team that's just decent, but very capable of losing games. So it just shows again this team was a complete failure because they didn't even manage to win a medal. So this is a failure, I would say. And it's the same thing again. Just this team was too undersized, but I think this is even more insulting to lose this game due to being undersized because Canada also plays small ball. They start Dwight Powell at center, and he's only really 6'9" at best, I believe. The rest of the team was perimeter players. The only other big they had on their team was Kelly Olynyk, and they only played him for like 12 minutes, so it's not like he had really a big impact on this game. So both teams were undersized playing small ball, just that Team Canada's small ball beat out Team USA's small ball. Also, the other thing that was damning about this game, I would say, is, again, Team USA had terrible defense. You can't win a game when your opponent shoots above 51% overall from the field and above 45% overall from three. You're going to lose like 99% of the time in that situation. And that's what happened. Just terrible defense. Granted, Team USA also shot high percentages, but when you play that type of game where you're just trading baskets, it leads you to be in these bad situations where anything goes, anything's possible. You're basically playing Russian roulette. You're leaving it up to chance. So I'm just going to hammer this point like I've hammered in these other videos that Team USA next year coming to Olympics, they need to build on a defensive foundation. They really have to improve their defense. They have to get some defensive-minded players. They need to increase their size because this small ball is not going to work in the Olympics. It's just not going to work. They're going to end up losing again, possibly not medaling. This is not the way to go. So that's something they need to do going forward. Just work on having a good defensive foundation because historically, whenever Team USA has won in the Olympics or FIBA, they've been a great defensive team first. And then the offense came easily. So that's something that they should focus on. And I think it's going to be very hard coming into next year, 2024. I believe the Olympics are in Paris. Just going into Paris next year, I think it's going to be hard to win the gold. I don't think it's a guaranteed thing, even if you have better players on the team, because like I've said before, like the USA's top American basketball players are really old. Durant, Curry, I would say are probably the best USA basketball players today right now, and they're in their mid to late 30s, so they're not young. LeBron is like nearly 40, so these guys are really not spring chickens anymore. You look at the current generation of top American players like Jason Tatum and Booker, these guys in my eyes are not superstars. They haven't reached it yet. Maybe they will, but I'm not so sure. So it's not going to be easy. Plus, the USA has just a lack of size outside of AD. There's no real great American big men. I've heard rumors that they're going to try to get Joel Embiid to commit to the next summer. I think there's some loophole in which they could get a play for Team USA because I believe he's now a U.S. citizen. But again, it just shows you the problem is that the USA is just not producing a good level of young players talent-wise. They're just not producing a good talent pipeline. So stuff like this will continue to happen, and they're going to continue to get embarrassed. I think ultimately, if they lose the Olympics, it's going to show just the American basketball system is structurally flawed. It's just an example of how flawed our system is. If they can't win next year, that's the way I look at it.